James Kennedy.
He's in the back, Your Honor.
Oh, well, he needs to be brought out. I mean, we can't have a hearing. How can we do anything on the record and your client is in the back?
Just
They
wanna
need to
try
know.
get- Okay,
They need to know what's going on, counselor.
sure, Judge. All right, bring him out.
They're not ready on that one. Have a seat. Henry Arzola. Henry Azola. Excuse me, is there a reason the person in the red is standing and chewing gum as like there's no tomorrow? Hello, good morning.
Yeah, we did. Just for.
I'll say, he already entered a plea in this
We
case?
did, Judge, in front of Judge Angelini.
And how did he plead?
He pled no contest.
Okay,
And it was reset for just a tap evaluation.
all right. Court is calling 2023 CR 7490, State of Texas versus Henry Arzola Jr. We're gonna have parties announced for the record for the state
Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense.
Jason Joyner for Henry Arzola.
And are you Henry Arzola Jr.? All right, you entered a plea on October 9th to Class A driving while intoxicated. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended for 2 years. Have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
I have not, Your Honor, but I remember this. Thank you, Judge. And I remember when we pledged this, I'm familiar with the case, Judge.
Defense has, Your Honor.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just ask that you follow the recommendations from TAP. The only thing that I asked, Judge, there's a 3-day Bexar County jail as a condition of probation. He's a full-time firefighter. We ask that you consider probating it or giving him house arrest on that with an ankle monitor.
All right, you can either do 3 days at the Bexar County Jail since you're employed, or either you can do 30 days on GPS. Which would you prefer?
7 days.
Okay. All right. So this is what the court will do. And state, if you need to continue to confer, you can.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Court will sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. And has the restitution been paid?
My understanding that it has been paid, Judge.
All right, we're going to do restitution, if any, and probation. If you can make sure that the restitution has been paid, there's to be 2-year driver's license suspension, ignition interlock for the full term, in lieu of the 3 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's to be 30 days GPS partial for work only. And the court is giving you the 30 days GPS because, one, I know the conditions at the Bexar County Jail, and I know there are health issues related to that, and I know there's overcrowding. Otherwise, you will be receiving the 3 days at the Bexar County Jail. You understand? All right. Do you have a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then, and also if not driving, then I'm going to want the mobile device as well. And there's to be ignition interlock on any vehicle at that home. 200 hours of community service restitution. Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And I'm going to want the victim impact panel and DWI education course for him. And 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
And Judge, if I may, regarding that, he
Mhm.
has done 361 days of AA meetings. He did do the 90 days straight to start that.
Mhm.
I don't know if he can provide you proof of that or probation proof of that in lieu of the sober meetings.
So when is the last time you had a sober meeting? What date?
I had it this past Monday.
He's
I
doing
don't know.
weekly meetings.
I do weekly meetings now, but I did complete the 90 days straight.
Okay.
And then ever since, like I said, as of today, 361 of sobriety and AA meetings.
All right, then we'll do, instead of 90 sober meetings in 90 days, we'll do weekly sober meetings. And that's until further notice. And intensive outpatient treatment. Either with probation or his provider. Probation, is there anything else he needs? 200. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Oh, you're tall enough. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You should know better because you're a firefighter. I know that it's never anyone's intention to become intoxicated and drive. What ends up happening is you become intoxicated, then you don't realize that you should be driving. But I haven't done any statistical studies on it. My statistics professor will be upset with what I'm about to say. But just what I've noticed is when people drive intoxicated and there's an accident, do you know who they end up killing? They're just fine, but they end up ruining other people's lives. Either it's a passenger in the car or it's the soccer mom or somebody with their children. So obviously you're a person who cannot drink at all. So do not drink. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Could you make sure this goes to probation?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good. Aaron Alvarado.
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
Hello, let me see what we have here. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. The steps on this one are very short. So I was like, where are my steps? All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 5315, State of Texas versus Aaron Alvarado. That party is announced for the record for the state.
Zach Dunn for the state.
Bridget Garza for defense.
All right, and are you Aaron Alvarado?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest to count one on October 2nd, 2023. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is be assessed at a cap of 5 years in the prison. State is silent on your application, and they're taking in consideration NIMAG number 691315. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
Nothing from the state.
Defense?
I do, Your Honor. I have it.
Yes.
Page 4, the victim impact statement.
Yes.
I'm objecting to number 5. Ms. Calderon, that is the victim's mother.
Mhm.
She is the one requesting the $500 restitution. It's our position she is not the victim. She cannot request the $500 restitution. And also number 8.
Well, let's go back to the restitution. The restitution that she's requesting is for what exactly?
It appears to be the broken window.
All right, so was that her home?
It was not the home. It was a broken window of a vehicle. I'm not sure who owns the vehicle.
Okay. All right. And then your other objection?
The other objection is page 4, number 8. This is the victim impact statement.
Mhm.
Again, the victim impact statement is being made by Juanita Calderon, not the actual victim of Carla Calderon.
All right. And state with regards to a complainant making the victim impact and it is not the complainant?
That's correct. Juanita is not. Counsel was correct, Your Honor.
All right. So do you have any response to our objection? Because I'm assuming defense, you're asking that I disregard that entire
Yes.
statement.
The state is unopposed, Your Honor. That's
Oh.
fine by the state.
All right. So that will be disregarded by the court. And then with regards to the restitution for a broken window, the court doesn't have before it, one, what is the broken window related to? Because there was a broken window in the police report that's related to a habitation. So I don't know what this $500 is for, and the court does not have a bill for $500.
Neither does the state, Your Honor, so we're also happy to disregard as well, unopposed.
All right. Anything else with regards to the PSI's defense?
Not for any objections, Your Honor.
All right. Any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, other than Mr. Alvarado. He may want to make a statement to the court.
All right. Do you wish to make a statement?
No, ma'am. Just,
If you do want to make a statement, then I will place you under oath. The state is silent. However, the state is allowed to speak on any discrepancies or any fact issues. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
So do you still wish to make a statement?
Uh, yes, ma'am.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Aaron Alvarado.
All right, defense? Or do
Um,
you just want him to make a statement?
Judge, if I may
Yes.
continue, can I make my argument for the court to grant his application? at
But
this
he
time?
wants to be a witness.
No, he was gonna just apologize to the court
Yes,
at
ma'am.
the end. That's
All
all
right.
he wanted to do.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
I'm sorry, you're not allowed to do that unless you're under oath. So do you wish to be placed under oath and make a statement to the court or not?
If it's not needed, ma'am,
Well, I mean, I can't judge whether it's needed or not.
yes, ma'am. I just wanted to say,
Well, no.
yes, ma'am.
Either you're going to say something, and if you're going to say something, then the state will have a chance to question you.
Okay.
So which would you like to do?
Um, I take full responsibilities for my.
Well, All right, he's given his statement. So you're taking full responsibility for your actions?
Yes, it's the biggest mistake I made in my life.
No, these are big choices people are making, not mistakes. So what are you taking responsibility for?
And just for my actions, you know,
What were your actions?
whatever the night of the incident, or whatever has happened,
No, whatever is whatever. What is whatever?
what I'm being charged with,
What are you being charged with?
family violence and burglary, habitation, or breaking a window.
All right, so what is the whatever? This is not Seinfeld where we change
I'm
yada,
sorry.
yada, yada to whatever. So what are you apologizing for? What are your actions?
You know, just to the victim and the family, just where, you know, everything,
What is everything?
just disrespecting and, you know, just,
How are you disrespectful?
I know, just breaking a window and just, you know, disrespecting the household. That was
All right, so breaking the window, and then you say breaking the window and disrespecting the household. So how did you disrespect the household other than breaking the window?
I mean, I feel that is disrespect. I feel that is disrespect.
All right, so you broke the window, and what else? Because we're not here for the breaking of the window. We're here for family violence.
Arguing and
Not here for an argument. Because if we were arguing, the last time I checked, is not a crime.
yes, ma'am.
So what are you apologizing for?
I,
And this is probably why your attorney was like, there's nothing for you to say, but I want to know what you're apologizing for.
just everything, ma'am. I apologize.
What is everything? I don't know. I wasn't there. So I have no idea what you're apologizing for.
Just family violence, just being arguing with the daughter.
Okay, arguing is not a crime. Arguing does not result in you having a family violence charge. So what is everything and what are you apologizing for?
I mean, I didn't do nothing like I didn't lay my hands on her, but I mean,
Oh, you want a jury trial?
No, ma'am. I'm just saying I apologize, ma'am. I'm
Well,
sorry.
you're telling the court that you didn't put your hands on her, and we're here for you putting your hands on her. If you're saying you did not do that and you want a jury trial, we will give you a jury trial.
No, ma'am.
So then what are you apologizing for?
For my actions.
And what were your actions?
I mean, I just arguing with her and
Any questions? Because arguing is not a crime.
Can I get a second?
Sure.
I apologize, ma'am, for the choking and the strangulation. I
Of
apologize for that.
who? What's the name of the person?
I apologize for the choking and strangulation on Carla Cadron.
All right, so why are you choking somebody?
Um,
And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but how tall is she?
she's the same height, actually a little bit taller than me.
All right, so why are you choking somebody? I don't understand that.
I mean, I've been through the same thing with her and I just couldn't handle it no more.
All right. All right, any other questions?
Nothing from the state.
Defense?
Judge, I think
And I do see where she was sentenced to 20 months for
That's
some
correct, Your Honor.
offense. And was this for a violent offense as well?
I believe it was for,
Criminal mischief, Your Honor.
All right, what's the criminal mischief about? Does anybody know?
I can pull it up if you'd like, Your Honor. I just.
Sure, is it criminal mischief against his property or something?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
And the reason why I'm asking this is because now mind you, I'm disregarding the victim
Yes, I
impact.
asked him that specific question.
Okay,
I asked him that specific question.
you know I read,
I
so
asked him that specific question.
I'm just trying to find out if that's
I
related
don't
to
think,
this.
I don't think they know that either.
Okay,
The victim's name is Brittany Calderon in that matter.
okay.
So might be the sister of ours, but no family relation to the defendant.
Okay. All righty. Well, I'm disregarding it, but the victim impact statement by a relative seems to suggest that the 20 months is somehow related to this defendant.
Yes.
All right.
And I asked, that's one of the first things I asked the state. Judge, if I may, based on Mr. Alvarado's criminal history, it's our position that he is the perfect candidate for deferred adjudication because he has no other felony offenses.
Mhm.
I know the court inquired about him taking responsibility. He was a little hesitant or significantly hesitant about doing so, but that's part of the process and that's part of the rehabilitation for someone to be on probation, for someone to evolve and someone to take responsibility while they are on probation. And so again, I feel that Mr. Alvarado is a great candidate for probation for that reason, because he has no other felony offenses. And if the court were to give him an opportunity, I feel that he can prove to you that he will be successful in completing his deferred adjudication. It's my understanding that prior to being arrested 225 days ago, he was working as a mechanic. He intends to continue to work as a mechanic once he is released. If you do look at the pre-sentence report on page 7, at the bottom, it says, if the defendant is supervised, he should be supervised at a moderate level, which is level 2. He's not someone that should be supervised at the high risk level because he's not a high risk defendant. So I think the court should consider that when making the decision. So we are asking the court to grant his application for deferred adjudication. He's willing to comply with any conditions that the court may impose upon him.
Okay. All right. And then I see that there's a mental health issues as well, based upon the TAP evaluation.
That's correct.
All right. If I were to grant your application, who would you be living with?
A girlfriend of mine.
Why people jump into relationships? You're not ready for a relationship, so you're not going to be living with your girlfriend. So where are you going to be staying?
My stepmother.
Does your stepmother want you there?
Yes.
What is your stepmother's name?
Amanda Alvarado.
That's the 114 is Buchanan address. Your Honor.
All right. Before you get into another relationship, you need to work on yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right. That's a good thing because you're not ready. All right. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Carla, Carla, Araceli Calderon. And my understanding, she's currently in, sounds like maybe state jail facility. The BIPP course, MIC caseload, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Defendant is to reside with Amanda Alvarado. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then thereafter at probation's discretion. And I'm going to do partial GPS for the first 6 months. And if there are no issues, then it'll be tracking. And council, you can approach after a 6 months time period to see if I will consider removing that. Taking in consideration night mag number 691315. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Outpatient program.
Yes. Dual diagnosis, outpatient treatment with probation. All right. Is there anything else?
Can you waive the GPS fees?
All right. I'll ask that the fees be waived or deferred.
Will that be done through the jail?
Yes, since he's in custody, we can do it through the jail. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're not ready for a relationship. And I don't say this lightly because I have a green thumb. I can grow a lot of plants. People were shocked that I was able to grow gardenias in San Antonio. Beautiful gardenias. The snow killed them, but we're making a comeback. Beautiful rose of Sharon. Before you get in a relationship, get an orchid. They sell them at the HEB. They sell them at Walmart. When you get them, they're beautiful. The flowers are all on them. Wait till all of those flowers fall. And if you can get that plant to rebloom, then maybe you're ready for a relationship. And I say that because you get the little instructions on the orchids. They say ice cubes, which you're not supposed to do. They tell you, oh, put it here, put it there. Blooms still fall off and blooms don't come back. And having an orchid takes a lot of patience, and you got to be very gentle with it. So if you're able to get an orchid and make it rebloom, you may be ready for a relationship. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.